It can be pretty tough being a witch on your own, especially when you're new to the craft. Hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and if you're new to this channel and you want to find out more about how to be a witch or a Wiccan, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. In this video, I just wanted to talk to the point of how difficult it can be to be a solo witch or a solitary Wiccan, especially when you're starting out. And I know some people do tend to beat themselves up a little bit because they struggle sometimes with knowing where to start, knowing what to do, because you're really on your own. And if you don't have the benefit of having a coven of experienced people or having a mentor around who can actually help you with your training, it can be daunting and it can be stifling, and sometimes those inner negative gremlins can get in the way and start giving you that negative self-talk, which might say to you, I'm not good at this, I don't have what it takes, I can't motivate myself, is this for me, is this not for me, all those sorts of things. So I just wanted to acknowledge that it's normal to feel that way if you do feel that way. If you don't feel that way, great, that's awesome. And just to acknowledge that, and also just to say that when you look at history and you look in other cultures at how this work is done and how this work is taught, it's never taught from books. Books might contribute to teaching and learning, but it's a Western phenomenon that these things are taught in book form only. It's a modern Western phenomenon that we're expected to be able to walk a spiritual path just from reading books, because in no other culture, and definitely not throughout history and even pagan history, has that happened. There's always been a group of people, or there's always been like a shaman and like an apprentice, or a teacher and somebody who was learning from that teacher. So it's either been a one-to-one relationship of a mentor and student, or it's been a group learning environment where you are learning with people, with other people, from people who have learned all of that prior and are now teaching it. So this concept of having to learn from book and the struggle with that, you know, knowing, well, which is the right book, and is this the right information, and how do I know if I'm doing it right, and how do I know if what I'm reading here is the right thing because in this other book it says something else, and then how do I motivate myself to start practicing and doing this in my daily life? How do I put this into my daily life? And when and where and how, and all of these questions come up when you are working by yourself. So just putting it out there that this is a modern phenomenon of working from books. Books are wonderful for introducing people to ideas, to concepts, to practices, but books can only go so far in your learning if you're really seriously wanting to practice. Because even though it's a relationship between you and the gods, and it's a direct experience that only you can have with the goddess, all of the tools and the processes throughout our human history have always been handed down by word of mouth, in conversation and in people communicating verbally with each other. So this is a new phenomenon. It isn't the best way to learn anything, but it's what we've got here in the West available to us. And don't feel like if you're struggling with just doing it from books that you're not good enough at it, because I'll be honest with you from my own experience, and this isn't just because I run a course, it's also because in my experience when I was starting out, I was reading books and got it all from books, but it wasn't until I started to meet people who'd been practicing for like 20 years and learning from them and their personal experiences, that was when I really started learning. And the books were great at helping me understand the foundation of the craft and aspects of the craft, but to actually do the real practices of the craft came to me from other people. It didn't come directly from books. So books are good, but they're really only going to help you for a certain percentage of your training. So that's just something I wanted to share, because I don't want you beating yourself up about the struggle that you may be having. So because of that, I've also put together a 20-minute free video training that you can access by going to the link below this video, where I talk a bit about the motivation behind the practice, because a lot of the struggle too with practicing or knowing where to start and knowing what to do comes from you not really knowing why you're wanting to do it. And when you get that clear, then you can start to map out, even if you don't want to go down the route of learning with another person or a group, you can at least have a bit of a roadmap as to how you can study this by yourself until perhaps you are wanting to, or in a position to, then either find a coven if there's one near you, or to do some kind of course or training. Okay, so that's a 20-minute video. It's a PowerPoint video, and I'm there guiding you with regards to motivation, and I give you a roadmap about how to work out roughly a program that you can follow for yourself over a 12-month period. And so pick that up by just clicking on the link in the description field underneath this video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and even if you are struggling with doing this by yourself, just do one thing every day. Just keep doing something so that you keep the thread going, and so that you can keep connected to the craft. So I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and put some comments in the comments field. And also, if you want me to do a video about something, pop that in the comments field below as well. Blessed be everybody.